Welcome to David Wood Field at Benny Douglas Football Stadium here in Muleshoe for the 9th game of the Mules varsity football season versus the Slaton Tigers. They'll be playing tonight, and the last home game is the senior game here at Muleshoe, and the Mules are 1-1 in District 2 3A action, and the Slaton Tigers are 1-0. The Mules are 3-5 overall in the season, and Slaton is 6-1. We'll take you to Elliott Davis, the voice of the Muleshoe Mules, in our pregame in just a few seconds, so stay tuned for that. Right now, our live stream is being brought to you by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurants, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. Our high-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you by 5 Area Connect. We'll go to Elliott Davis, our voice of the Mules, in just a few seconds.
Football fans far and wide, welcome to David Wood Field, nestled inside of Benny Douglas Stadium for tonight's matchup between your Muleshoe Mules and the Slaton Tigers. Muleshoe coming into this one 3-5 on the season so far, 1-1. Slaton coming in 6-1, 1-0 in district play so far as we head into week 3 of District 2 3A Division 2 football. And this game, of course, is brought to you by MuleshoeTV.com. Idalou leading 1-0 there. Idalou is 1-0, 4-3 on the season. Then it's Slaton who is right behind them, 1-0, 6-1. Littlefield 1-1, 7-1 on the season. Muleshoe 1-1, 3-5 on the season. Roosevelt 0-2, 2-6 on the season so far. That's your district standing so far. Of course, Muleshoe winning and beating Roosevelt 55-49. If you caught that overtime game, it was a very fun game. Littlefield was the next trip. That game, Muleshoe did not win. Traveled out there to play the Wildcats. 50-26 was your final in that one. The Slaton Tigers, however, only one district game so far. They came off a bye week last week, but the week before that, 49-33 victory against the Littlefield Wildcats. Going down your Slaton Tiger football roster, you have Zakarian Whaley, JV Lovato, Trey Harris, JC Rodriguez, Isaiah Espiro, Jeremiah Floyd, Caleb Sanchez, Efren Betancourt, Jacob Lopez, Fabian Perez, Darian Palacio, Grant Schilling, Z. Whaley, Nolan Wolf, Daniel Payne, Jordan Salazar, Connor Lewis, Jacob Luna, Blake Crawford, Caden Suburb, Marcus DeLeon, Mason Martinez, Jonah Martinez, Jeremiah Castillo, Tabor Vergara, Zayden Casares, Justin Rogers, Dominique Parrish, Caden Byram, Cody Franklin, Jose Vasquez, Eric Escobedo, Juan Mendoza, and Jaden Alvear. The athletic director is Clint Conkin, and the superintendent is Shelly Conkin. Now going down your Muleshoe Mule roster, number 0, Ram Regalado. He is a sophomore wide receiver, linebacker, 5'9", 145. Number 1, Mauro Hernandez, senior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'8", 150. Noah Hernandez, 0, junior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'10", 150. Aiden Garcia, number 3, sophomore wide receiver, defensive back, 5'9", 150. Number 4, Eduardo Saenz, senior running back, linebacker, 5'11", 175. Number 5, Aiden Hinoza, senior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'8", 150. 6, Johnny Hernandez, senior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'7", 140. 7, Blaine Klafka, senior tight end, defensive line, 6'2", 230. 8, Ben Fleming, freshman wide receiver, defensive back, 5'8", 145. Number 9, Andrew Hermio, junior wide receiver, linebacker, 5'10", 170. 10, Josue Sigala, junior quarterback, running back, linebacker, 5'10", 170. Number 11, Chris Tovar, junior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'8", 140. 13, Luis Valles, senior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'9", 145. 17, Nehemiah Sanchez, senior running back, linebacker, 5'11", 165. Number 19, Brayton Butler, senior quarterback, tight end, defensive line, 6'1", 225. 20, Jaden Agundiez, junior tight end, linebacker, 5'9", 160. 22, Ryan Lopez, junior running back, linebacker, 5'7", 160. 23, Trayshawn Gomez, junior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'10", 145. 24, Davian Sital, junior running back, linebacker, 5'10", 160. 25, Jesus Rodriguez, senior offensive line, defensive line, 5'9", 190. 50, Evan Jenkins, junior offensive line, linebacker, 5'10", 185. 51, Alonzo Ramirez, senior offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 205. 54, Thomas Fleming, junior offensive line, defensive line, 5'9", 170. 55, Dallas Barone, junior offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 230. 60, Tony Rodriguez, senior offensive line, defensive line, 6'3", 275. 72, Jake Villanueva, senior offensive line, defensive line, 6'1", 210. And we are going to stand by for the national anthem real quick. down the line the rest of the way. 74, Daniel Mendoza, senior, offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 225. 75, Diego Molina, senior, offensive line, defensive line, 5'10", 270. Your superintendent is Mr. Scott Bicknell. The principal is Miss Cindy Basir. Your head coach is Bo Dickinson. He is also the athletic director. Offensive coordinator is Aaron Witten. Defensive coordinator Jay McCook. Assistant coaches Stephen Butler, AJ Villanueva, Kyler Musgrave, Gabe Harris, Justin Reyna, Brody Sutterfield, Adrian Bustillos, Marcus Herrera, John Chavez, and Ruben Tellez. Kicking away is 77. Alvear back to receive is going to be Josue Sigala, but that's going to go to the hands of Davian Sital going up the right side, which will give Muleshoe some decent starting position. They'll be located at their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Sigala and company. This Muleshoe offense not really too bad on the season. Beautiful sunset, a little rain in the forecast earlier makes it for a wonderful kickoff of about 73 is what I have right now for October Friday night. Here we go. 1st and 10. Sigala handoff. Sital up the right side is going to find a hole. Sorry, up the left side will find a hole and get close to midfield. That'll be enough for a first down, but that is a really good start to this Muleshoe drive. 1st and 10. I mean, you have a bunch of weapons in the backfield right now that you can use. You can use Sital, or you can also use Josue Sigala, who is at quarterback. Some really good and fast speed in the backfield. Here we go. Sigala is just going to take it himself with the direct snap, and he's going to get about 4, maybe 5 yards. Let's make it 4. 2nd down and 6. There's a flag on the field. Hold Muleshoe. So something you didn't want to do. 1st down and 10. You know, first play on this series, it was a really good run by Davian Sital, and Sigala taking it himself, but a holding penalty draws you way far back. It'll be a 1st and 20 for this Muleshoe offense. Sigala looking to his left. He's just going to take off with it, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by a few different Tiger players, and I'll make it 2nd and 18. Second down, very long for this offense. Sigala low snap, and he's in trouble. He's going to have to get rid of it. Ball comes out, and I think Muleshoe landed back on top of it. Sigala had a man downfield, but right before he was tackled, was stripped before he threw that ball. And 3rd down and very long for this Muleshoe offense. 10-20 in the first quarter if you're just now joining us. This is the first drive of this ball game. Sigala dropping back, looking. He's rolling out, and he gets the pass off, and Slaton, the intended receiver, ball was thrown short, and the punt team will come out.
Number 10, Chicago, will roll out on the left side. Number 44, Slaton. It'll be 4 and come out for the Mules.
Sigala sends a man in motion, and that punt is going to take a Muleshoe bounce, hit at about the 40, and it's going to roll past the 15 down to the 11, and I don't think you could get a better punt than that. Well covered by the Muleshoe special teams. 9:55, Muleshoe sputters out, and the Slaton Tigers will now take over deep in their own territory, 1st and 10 at the 11. And this will be their first drive of the ball game. Here we go, 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff and not much anywhere to go for the Slaton Tigers.
Rock the right side by number 10.
And that carries by number 10. I don't have a 10 on my roster sheet from the Slaton Tigers, so he will just be known as 10. Lopez under center is going to hand off again to 20, or sorry, that won't be the 27. That's going to be Jacob Luna with the carry. He's going to get a few on the play. 3rd down and about 5 for the Tigers. .50 left in the first quarter. Lopez under center, looking for a pass, going deep, and that ball is in and out of the hands of Whaley, the intended receiver, and that was a really good pass by Lopez. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 5, and punt team will come out for Tigers. Josue Sigala back to receive this punt. Can't quite get a number on who is kicking it away. It looks like Palicio is going to be the punter, number 12 for the Tigers. Snap a little high, but this punt is going to be boomed end over end, and Josue Sigala will take a fair catch. And that's going to set up Muleshoe kind of where they finished their last drive. So Muleshoe's offense coming out after a successful defensive stand. 1st and 10 for the Muleshoe Mules. Sigala, the quarterback, handoff, Sital, up the middle, nowhere to go, a loss of 1 as a host of Tigers were in the backfield, 8:20. Counting down in this first quarter, if you're just not joining us, 0-0 is our score in this one so far. This is Muleshoe's second drive of this first quarter, after a good defensive stand by your Muleshoe Mules. 8 minutes left. Sigala dropping back, looking, he's going to get rid of it. That's the Sital, and Sital may get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's kind of where he will end up being, is somewhere right in that area, maybe a loss of 1, and it will be a loss of 1. 3rd down and about 12 for this Muleshoe offense. So another 3rd and long. Muleshoe, more passing plays on this drive than I've seen most of the season on a drive. Here we go, Fleming in motion, and it's going to be Seagal who's going to keep it himself, and he breaks a tackle. He will not escape the other Tigers that were there for the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 9, back in between the 6, but not enough for a first down. The punt team will be out. Sigala to punt it away. 6:45 left in this first quarter. This is almost here and gone. And Sigala with all the time in the world to kick. And that's going to be kicked out to number 3. That's Trey Harris, who will take it. He's immediately tackled. And that was number 5, Aiden Hinoza, who is there. So now the Tigers will now take over at the 25, 1st and 10. 6:32 left in this first quarter. Lopez under center. There we go, Lopez dropping back, and they're looking for that pass again. And flags will now fly in. And that's going to be pass interference. There's a lot of fighting on that play as that ball was in the air, and that is a easy pass interference call for the officiating crew. And unfortunate for Muleshoe, that will push the ball downfield. It will be a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball be placed right at the 40 now. Lopez, the quarterback, he's going to be under center again. Here we go, and that's a false start at the top of your screen on that left side of the line of scrimmage. So a penalty on Muleshoe gives the first down, and then false start on the Slaton Tigers will now draw the ball back 5 yards. So 1st and 15, ball plates at the 35. So if you're Muleshoe, you definitely want to take advantage of this. You would love to make it a 3rd and outside the sticks for this Slaton team. We really haven't seen a whole lot. They run a lot of play action, but they're really they're a team that will, they're kind of like Muleshoe. You know, they're going to run down the field and try to do as much as they can, and Slaton's going to take a timeout. Not too happy with where that play was going for the Slaton coach. 6:23 left in this first quarter. First timeout called in this ball game. Kind of going down the District 2 3A Division 2 standings. Idalou 1-0, Slaton 1-0, Littlefield 1-1, Muleshoe 1-1, and Littlefield beating Muleshoe will have that tiebreaker. Roosevelt 0-2. Idalou and Littlefield play tonight. If you're Muleshoe, you would really like Idalou to win, beat Littlefield. You win tonight, take the 2-1. And that would put you into 2nd place into district for 2-3A Division 2. Going in, playing Idalou, which would really put you in a really good spot. And then in hopes that Roosevelt can come in and help you out there at the end of season 2. Here we go. 1st and 15, there's going to be a flag, and Lopez is going to have to get rid of it, and that ball's just thrown out of bounds. The flag dropped at about the 34-yard line. false start called on the Tigers with taking him back. So 1st and 20. Here we go, 1st and 20 for the Tigers. Lopez is going to hand it off up the middle and nowhere to really go with that one. And the clock will continue to run. 6 minutes left in this first quarter. You know, these two offenses very similar in many different ways. You know, they're gonna. It's hard-nosed football. You know, it's gonna come out to which defense can really hold their ground the most, and really both defenses tonight holding their own so far. But that's why you have 4 quarters of football. Lopez under center, 2nd and 20. Here we go, deep and just outside the reach of his receiver number 21, and I don't have a 21 on my roster either. A flag on the play, and that's going to be a chop block on the Slaton Tigers. And this is going to be a repeat. Okay, here we go. There you go. Decline the penalty, which will make it 3rd down, which is what I figured the call should be for Coach Bo. So here we go, 5:35 left in this first quarter. And Lopez is under center. Here we go. Lopez is just going to take it himself. Will find the outside edge, but ball comes out! Muleshoe's ball! Ball came out as Lopez was trying to find the outside edge, and a host of mules there to force the ball out. And that is a turnover, a big turnover for this game. 5:28 in the first quarter. Muleshoe takes over in Slaton territory at the 27-yard line. Josue Sigala and company now out on the field. Sigala, Fleming in motion. Oh, and that was number 2, Noah Hernandez, who takes the jet sweep on the in-round, and he needed to get that one, and he did. He did not. That ball was probably going to go 10-15 yards the other way before somebody landed on it, and penalty on Muleshoe's holding, and that's... And this is just something that you don't want doing this when the defenses came up really big. The fumble was recovered by number 72. That was Jake Villanueva on that defensive play. Jake Villanueva getting on the fumble, giving Muleshoe this really good field position. But with the penalty, 1st and 20 is where Muleshoe is now. Sigala looking, needs to pass it away, and the pass is off and caught by number 2, Noah Hernandez. Josue Sigala stands in the pocket, takes a hit as he throws it. Gets Muleshoe back to 2nd down and 10 in between the sticks.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Mules.
Here we go, Sigala taking it up the left side, breaks a tackle, finds some open space. That's a 1st down, and forced out of bounds inside the 15. First and 10 for Muleshoe. Clock stopped at 4:16 in the first quarter. Muleshoe making some moves on offense. Here we go. Sigala taking it up the middle, inside the 10 to the 6. And that is where he will be marked. That'll be a second down and about 4 for this Muleshoe offense. Second down. Muleshoe once again making some moves. Sigala going up the right side, finds a seam. He'll get just a little bit closer. He'll be at or around the first down marker, and they're going to say first down. So fresh set of downs for Muleshoe inside the 2-yard line for a Muleshoe first down. 3:20 in the first quarter. Zeros on the scoreboard. Sigala takes a direct snap, and he is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, brought backwards about a yard, loss of 1. Second and goal at the 3, 3 yards to go. Got many different options here in the backfield. You know, you have Davian Satal, Sigala. You have really big guys up front that can do a lot of moving. And here we go. Sigala, low snap, and he's in trouble. He's got to get rid of it, and he does. It's passed to Satal. It's caught, so no loss. Third and goal. Gain of 1. Oh, they're not even going to give the yardage gain. Third and goal at the 3. So once again, 3 yards to go, and this is 4 down territory. Fans on their feet, they're clapping. Here we go, Sigala up the middle, push. Did he get in? He did! Touchdown, Muleshoe, 1:52 left in the first quarter. Sigala punches it up the gut. 6-0, your score. And that touchdown courtesy of Josue Sigala, number 10 for your Muleshoe Mules. Ram Regalado to kick the PAT. Kick is up and good. 7-0, 1:52 left in this first quarter. Muleshoe strikes first after a few tries between both of these offenses. Muleshoe, you know, courtesy of Jake Villanueva, who got the fumble, which gave Muleshoe great field position down in Tiger territory. And Muleshoe just, it was Josue Sigala to the left, Jose Sigala to the right, Josue Sigala up the middle, and finally a touchdown for your Muleshoe Mules. Ram Regalado to kick it away. Ram Regalado getting ready to kick it away, and this will be just a high end over end kick. And this will still land inside. Muleshoe lands on top of it. That's Muleshoe's ball. What a kick by Ram Regalado, and a great job by the special teams players. That ball literally hits the ground, stops maybe a foot from the sideline, and Muleshoe was able to land on it. That went over the head of a Slaton Tiger, and he thought that was going to go out of bounds. It just barely landed inbounds. Here we go. Sigala, the quarterback, sends a man in motion. Sigala's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to pass it deep to number 2, and that was almost picked off. Noah Hernandez, the intended receiver. Second down and 10 for this Muleshoe offense. 1:45 left in the first quarter. Here we go. Ben Fleming with a little handoff up the middle. And here comes a flag. That's going to be on the Tigers. Personal foul, face mask. Slaton. That'll be a fresh set of downs. It will push Muleshoe inside the 20. I think right at about the, should be the 19 or the 18. Sorry, math was bad there. The 16 is where the Muleshoe Mules will be located now. First and 10, Sigala takes it himself, and that's going to be a false start. Ooh, fresh set downs, first and 10 will now be a false start. First and 15 for the Mules. Muleshoe will just take their time on this drive. Here we go. Sigala breaks away from one tackle in the backfield and gets pushed in between the sticks. Big gain on the play. Will make it second down and about 8. 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Up the right side, gets hit in the backfield, but will go forward for a couple more yards. Third down. And I would be surprised if a play is ran here. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. And coach is calling over his team saying, let's go to the next quarter. Flip sides, and that's exactly what will happen here. Into the first quarter, 7-0 your score. In this one, Muleshoe on top.
Mules versus Slaton Tigers varsity football game, brought to you today by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurant, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. High-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you tonight by 5 Area Connect.
Welcome back to the start of your second quarter. Muleshoe on top, 7-0. Third down and 6 as we flipped sides. A really beautiful night here in the Panhandle in Muleshoe, Texas at Benny Douglas Stadium as the sun is setting in the background. First, the 3rd and 6. Sigala, the quarterback, is now looking at coach for direction. Sigala taking himself up the right side, has an open seam in for the touchdown. Mules, Josue Sigala, 12-yard run up the middle for a touchdown. 13-0 in favor of your Muleshoe Mules. Ram Regalado to attempt the PAT. Snap is good. Extra point is perfect. .0 your score in this one. Both touchdowns courtesy of Josue Sigala, the quarterback. 2 on the night so far for him. You know, none of that on that drive would have been possible without Ram Regalato's special teams on kickoff. Just a little pooch kick high and in the air, and it just sticks the landing about a couple feet from the sideline, hangs inbounds, and Muleshoe lands on it to get the score. And this is just a really good position to be in if you're Muleshoe. Just a little squib kick up the middle. Number 12, Palacio, will land on it, which will set up the Tigers and also some pretty decent field position. Muleshoe will need to get around. Hoping another stop here would be really nice. To receive the ball in the second half of this ball game is going to be the Slaton Tigers. 11:56 left in the second quarter. And you're going to see a lot of probably play action by Lopez and company. Here we go. Handoff up the middle to 27. He's going to escape a few tackles. That was Luna, Jacob Luna with the carry. Big, tough run by Luna. Will give the Tigers about 7 yards, 2nd and 3. If you're Muleshoe defensively, you know, you want to try to limit as much as you can of this Slaton offense. Lopez under center. He's going to keep it himself, roll out, find some good spacing, will finally be brought down. Not before he gets a first down for the Tigers. Into Muleshoe territory, the Tigers go 1st and 10 at the 45. Muleshoe's defensive line doing a real good job. They're finding ways to kind of fill the gaps, but runs to the outside is what has hurt Muleshoe on this drive so far. Here we go, another run on the outside, and not that time. 27 with the carry. Jacob Luna brought down. It's going to be Evan Jenkins coming in and making quick work of that run. A gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. 10:30 left in this second quarter. Luna dropping back. going deep. I'm sorry, that was Lopez dropping back going deep, and that is caught. So Whaley's catch, good. And they've targeted him several times tonight, and that one was one that finally connected. Really speedy on the outside edge, beat a couple Mules on that run, and Muleshoe will have to be stout here down in the goal line. Lopez is going to keep it himself and have nowhere to go. Here comes the flag. And that should be holding on the Tigers. Personal foul on both teams. Penalties will offset. Touchdown, Slaton. 14-6 your score. And man, oh man. Floyd to attempt the PAT. Snap is down, and that will be no good. Far right. 14-6 our score. And that's all it was. It was just one big explosive play. And once again, another explosive play in the just for against the Muleshoe Mules. Has just kind of been this season with the secondary, you know, big passing downfield is kind of what has caused some problems for this Muleshoe secondary. Back to receive this kick is Josue Sigala. Alvear to kick it away. Sigala back to receive this, and I would not put it past Slaton if they just kind of maybe try some trickery here. And it's going to be Fleming who's going to take it, the freshman, and he's going to get up past the 30 to the 32. Flags coming in from the top of your screen.
Ball through by number 8, 2020. There is a flag on the play.
Holding on Muleshoe. And I tell you what, this home crowd not happy about one, especially after the touchdown play that came from the Slaton Tigers earlier, a couple plays ago. So Sigala and company, long distance to the goal line, but something that they've done many, many, many times. Here we go. It's going to be Sigala who's going to take the carry himself, and he's just going to go backwards. That's not where you wanted to go if you were Josue Sigala. 9:30 left in this second quarter. 14-6 our score. Sigala, the quarterback, to the right of him is Davian Zatala. Got lone receiver at the top of your screen, two at the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 15. Seagal is just going to keep himself on the option, and we'll get maybe a few yards. 3rd down and very long.
Number 10, Seagal, gets the ball at the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd down coming up for the Mules.
Third and long, and you would not want to give this ball back to this Slaton Tiger football team. 3-man front for the defense. Gonna go a flea flicker, and Seagal is just going to get rid of it. Gets deep downfield, and that ball is just overthrown. His intended receiver, Noah Hernandez, and Noah Hernandez was actually open. That was almost a well-placed ball. And now the Muleshoe offense punting it away with 8:15 left in the second quarter. Seagal to punt it away. Whaley back to receive. And a flag. And they're going to wave off the flag. And that punt's going to be end over end, and we'll take a Muleshoe bounce down to the 40. Lands at the 45 of Muleshoe, gets down to the 40 of the Tigers. Man, oh man, you really kind of feel the momentum shift just a little bit. 8:04 left in the second quarter. Muleshoe up 14-6. In this one, Slaton Tigers will get the ball to start the second half of football. So Muleshoe really wanted to get a stop. Lopez almost tripped up on his own player, and that ball is going to be intercepted. And they're going to say catch. Oh man, catch. Trey Harris, number 3, with the catch. I tell you what, this Muleshoe crowd not happy about that one. And there's a lot being said to the officiating team right now. Big miss holding call, leading to a Slaton touchdown, then a miss interception right there, and here we go. False start. And that one has been there also a few times tonight. .743 in this second quarter. Lopez dropping back, looking to his right, and he's hit as he throws that ball, and that ball's going to be nowhere to go. Pass incomplete. Intended receiver Whaley. And here's the thing, though, there'll be second down and 15 for this Slaton offense. If you're Slaton, I mean, you keep chunking in the air. The Muleshoe secondary still just getting torched, but if Lopez just places that ball 3 or 4 yards just a little bit more ahead, hey, that's a run-in touchdown. And timeout will be called. 7:13 left in this second quarter. 14-6 our score in this one. Kind of looking ahead. You have Slaton tonight. This will be senior night tonight for this Muleshoe football team. And you have a bye week. Get some rest in, and then you gotta go play a really good Automotive team. Littlefield being one of the harder teams to play this year. You know, you had a really big stretch of games there. You know, you had Newham, Canadian, Clyde, Delhart. Newham was a home game, of course, but then Canadian, Clyde, and Delhart, all games that were away. So that's a lot of traveling. You're talking about. I'm sorry, Clyde and Delhart with the 2 away games. Newham, Canadian, the 2 home games that you have, but still Clyde and Delhart. Talking about 3.5 hours one way, 2.5 hours the other way, almost 4 hours to Clyde. And here we go, second down for this Slaton offense, 2nd and 15. And you'd like to make it 3rd and outside the sticks. Here we go, Lopez with the carry up the middle. Number 10 goes. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and if you're Muleshoe, you really like to. I mean, I don't know if Slaton will punt it or if they will just try to go for it on 4th down right here. If you force a 4th down, if you're Muleshoe's defense, you'd like to keep it 4th and outside the sticks, but I'd really watch a big pass. Number 1. Whaley there at the bottom of your screen. I'd look to see if they're going to try to pass it to him, and that should be another false start. This is where Muleshoe has kind of struggled all year. Muleshoe has, I can count more on 2 hands how many touchdowns have came from a 3rd or a 4th down. Especially like a 3rd or 4th and long. And we're talking like explosive plays that get over your head, and out wide you have 2 receivers that are really fast. Here you go. You're going to have to watch them. Whaley. And that's exactly where Lopez is going to go. And here comes the holding call. And Muleshoe will get the tackle. Holding on the Tigers. Sorry. 5:56 in the second quarter. 14-6 is your score. And another penalty will set Slaton back even further back into Muleshoe territory. Decline it would have been 4th down and about 9. Accepting it will now make it 3rd and 35. And you really hope that just no ball gets aired out right here. Lopez, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Lopez dropping back, and he's looking deep, and he's going to toss when that ball is almost intercepted. A flag on the play. That one should be declined. Yeah, coach is saying decline that one. We're far enough back as is. That'll be declined, and that would have been another holding call on this Muleshoe defense. And I think if you're Slaton, you punt it away. So good job by this Muleshoe defense, forcing a 4th and it's going to be 4th and 30. 4th and forever. Palacio to punt it away. That is high, end over end. And Segala's going to take it. with the fair catch. Ball will be caught at the 20. It'll be placed at, the 19 is where it will be officially placed. So 5:19 to try to go down and score, and I've seen this Muleshoe team burn 8 minutes off the clock on the drive. I've seen them burn 2 seconds. If you're just now joining us, 14-6 our score in the second quarter. The Tigers to get the ball to start this second half of play, but Seagal and company now out on the field. 1st and 10, and nowhere to go with that one. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. Clock will continue to run under 5 minutes in this first half of football.
Second down, coming up for you.
Noah Hernandez coming out with the play. He's going to spread wide with Ben Fleming at the top of your screen, and flags everywhere. It's going to be delay a game on Muleshoe. I think coach is trying to figure out what happened. So 2nd and outside the 6, 2nd and 14 for this Muleshoe offense, and Seagal's just going to take it himself and run up the middle. We'll keep fighting to the outside. We'll make it 3rd and in between the sticks, maybe right at the start of that 1st down marker. Make it 3rd and 10, 3:50 left in this second quarter. Like I said, if you're Muleshoe, you'd really like to add to your lead. And false start. Penalties for both of these offenses just really hurting them tonight. You're going to have to find a pass play somewhere right here, more than likely. Try to mix something up, send somebody in motion. Try to throw this defense off. Give Seagal some time. Seagal is really dangerous when he rolls out and tries to toss it. And coach is going to take a timeout. 3:01 left in the second quarter. Timeout, Muleshoe. 14-6 is your score. Once again, if you're just now joining us, 3:01 in the second quarter, 14-6, Muleshoe on top, but a kind of defensive battle in this one. It's kind of been back and forth between these two defenses, which is a little different from what we've gotten most of the season. Now, in District 2-3A Division 2, you have Idalou, who's 1-0, Slaton 1-0, that's who you're hosting tonight. Littlefield 1-1, Muleshoe 1-1, Idalou and Littlefield are playing tonight. And then Roosevelt 0-2 in district play. They're on the bye week. you would really like to come out victorious in this one and try to see if Iolu can beat Littlefield. I'll push you to second place in district play. Then you have a bye week, and then you got to travel to Iolu after that bye week on November 7th. That'll be the first game in November. Sigala and company on the field, third down. Here we go. Sigala dropping back, in trouble, rolling out. That's where he's dangerous. He's going to pass away, and that ball is just out, in and out of the hands of his receiver, Luis Valles. And clock will stop at 2:53. Man, oh man, that was close, and now that was a really good ball by Sigala, just in and out of his hands of the receiver, and he would have to, Luis Valles, almost coming down with that one, would have to be inbounds, and I think he was just barely there. Punt is off for Josue Sigala, and what a punt by him. Another great punt by Josue Sigala, lands at about the 48, rolls down to the 25. And Josue Sigala, 2 touchdowns tonight, some big tackles on defense, and a tackle for loss, and then also some really, really good special teams, really good punts by him tonight too. He's been the Swiss Army knife for this Muleshoe football team. Now 1st and 10 for Lopez and company. 2:37 left in the second quarter. They do get the ball back to start this second half of this football game, and there he is, Josue Sigala coming down the line to get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, tackle for loss. 2nd and 11. Clock will continue to run. 2:20 left in this second quarter. So we are now approaching the 2-minute warning, and that is where we will be. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. 14-6 your score. 2nd and 11 for the Slaton Tigers. So kind of keys in this game so far. It's been a defensive battle between these two, and some really good special teams play by this Muleshoe Mule special teams, of course, and really good job by them. That has been the deciding factor in this one so far. Josue Sigala doing an amazing job tonight, and this Muleshoe defense also doing a really good job. The offense really needing to find some push up front, and that's something that's just a little different. This Muleshoe offensive line really finding ways to get some push up front. Really you have not seen that tonight. You've seen it out the other side. But I expect a big play somewhere right here in the next couple plays by this Slaton Tiger offense. It's 2nd and 11, but man, you have found ways to get the ball downfield. Watch Whaley at the bottom of your screen. Noah Hernandez is on him, and here we go. That's going to be a carry by number 10 on the outside edge, and he has some speed. He's going to be forced out of bounds. First down, Slaton. .154 left in this second quarter, and a first down for the Tigers. Lopez dropping back, looking, he's going to go deep out to Whaley, and that ball's not going to be caught. Great defense by Hernandez. Keep the clock stopped at 1:47, but 2nd and 10. tell you what, Muleshoe's defensive line on the two edges, you know, really pushing that Slaton offensive line, almost getting in the backfield to Jacob Lopez. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Lopez dropping back, looking there again, and that ball is just going to be too high, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Pass falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the Tigers.
Whaley coming back in with the play for the Slaton Tigers. 1:41 left in the second quarter. Muleshoe would definitely love to get a stop right here in this one, force a 4th and 10, maybe a 4th and 5 plus, you know. That'd be kind of something that you'd want, but you're going to have to execute on this play. Top of your screen, really dangerous player in Whaley. Here we go, Lopez dropping back. And that pass thrown off balance by Lopez to Trey Harris. 4th down, clock stopped. That's 4 consecutive passing plays. Muleshoe, good defense and just some missed opportunity by Slaton on a couple passes. Will be a 4th down. The punt team will come out. Palicio to punt it away to Josue Sigala. His kicks have had a lot of hang time, and really like to see Sigala really get one and bring it back. And that one's going to take a Tiger bounce. At the 36 down to the 29 is where it will roll out. Muleshoe with the 1:29 left will kick it away to start this 3rd quarter, the second half of football, to the Tigers. And Sigala and company now out on the field. And 4 receivers at the top of your screen. 1 at the bottom of your screen. Low snap. And Sigala's just going to take it himself, and he's in trouble. He has an open man downfield, and he's going to leap over a player. Oh my goodness, Josue Sigala. Punts, returns, kicks, defense, quarterback, running back, track hurdler. Wow, Josue Sigala, have yourself a night, sir. 1:19 in this second quarter. We'll stop the clock with him going out of bounds. Ball is lost. Sigala was on top of it, though. Another low snap. And coach will take a timeout.
Snap is holding, picked up by Sigala. Timeout was called by the Mules.
14-6, our score after this timeout. Josue Sigala doing it all tonight. Offense, defense, and special teams. So now, if you're Muleshoe's offense, you know, you have kind of seen how Slaton's reacted to this. You've seen how the Tigers have reacted to this offense that you've brought out. And Muleshoe will come out again. 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. A little bit more balanced look on this offense. Davian Sital to the right of Sigala. 2nd and 15. Josue Sigala in trouble. And he's going to get away. He's going to have to get rid of it. And he escapes one player but doesn't the other. And that ball is going to be caught. That is an interception thrown by Josue Sigala. with a minute 4 left in this second quarter, and man, oh man, that's something that you didn't want to do, you know. And that's okay if you're Muleshoe, your host Swayze Segala, just keep your head up, and there's still a lot of football to play in this one. You're going to make mistakes here and there, but you got to shake that one off. You've played a really good game tonight. You know, Zay kind of shook his head and he said, you know, players came up to him and said, it's all good. You know, we got it. We got a couple more quarters to go. A minute 4 left in this one. And a flag. It's going to be a delay game. So the delay of game for the Tigers makes it 1st and 15 for Lopez to come in. Lopez dropping back. He's going to pass it deep, has an open receiver. And that ball was almost intercepted. The flag coming in, and that's going to be holding. Holding Slaton. First and 15 will be 1st and 25. 58 seconds left in the second quarter. Lopez under center will have the handoff, and up the left side is going to be number 3 Harris, who's going to go to the house, and just like that they strike. The Slaton Tigers strike to the house, and that is another touchdown by a offense. And you have them, we're talking like forever to the first down. And Slaton will go for 2 to try to tie this one up. Lopez. And the Tigers are going to take a timeout. So 45 seconds left in this first half of football. Slaton strikes. And that's just a big touchdown run by Trey Harris. Man, oh man. You know, if you're Muleshoe, you got 45 seconds to, maybe a little bit less than that, to score. And man, you would really like to, you know, your defense has gotten some really good stops tonight, but on the totally flip side of everything, you are now in the position of your offense really hasn't been able to do anything. You have an answer for the defense, and now you know it's such a flip script from this year so far. Now it's the offense going to have to find a way to step up in this last 45 seconds here. Lopez coming out to his right, and that pass is going to be over the head of his intended receiver. Keeps it 14-12 with 45 seconds left in this second quarter. You know, it really wouldn't surprise me if Slaton tries to do something here to try to get this ball back. Maybe a squib or maybe a short kick. Try throw off Muleshoe, but definitely Slaton right now definitely not wanting to kick it out to Josue Sigala, the very, very dangerous player for this Muleshoe Mule special teams. He's out there saying about the 15. Alvear to kick it away. Muleshoe's still leading this one 14-12, but this one just got a lot more interesting. Slaton to get the ball to start the second half. Ben Fleming going to take it. He's a freshman. He's going to find a seam. And we'll get to about the 32. I almost feel like you'd rather take the fair catch and give me 3 seconds back. So Josue Sigala and company out on the field, and not much time at all for this Muleshoe offense. You're going to try to go down and score quick. Sigala rolling to his right, will go up the right side. We'll get a first down.
Outside of number 10, Sigala gets the ball out to the 42-yard line. It's going to be enough for Muleshoe.
Muleshoe first down, clock running, 25 seconds left. You're going to have to get a snap off quick. Here we go. Sigala pass out to 13. Has a man to beat. We'll get to the outside edge, but not enough. That's going to be just a couple yards on that play. Luis Valles with the catch, 10 seconds left. And coach is saying we'll just go to the locker room. I'm sorry, no, timeout. Muleshoe, apologies on that one. 7 seconds left, 14-12. And a flag. Delay a game, Muleshoe. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't think Muleshoe had any timeouts left. That will be the end of the half. Yeah, Muleshoe did not have any times left, so end of the half. 10-second runoff with the penalty. 14-12, you're scoring this one. Make sure you stick around. Muleshoe on top. An exciting one here at Benny Douglas Stadium. But stick around for the Mighty M Band. We'll be back. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com.
ULM Advertising, MuleshoeTV.com coverage of the Muleshoe Mules versus Slaton Tigers varsity football game. Brought to you today by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurant, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. High-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you tonight by 5 Area Connect.
your way over to the concession stand. Wayne or Pat, please make your way over to the concession stand. Congratulations and thank you for your leadership. The Mighty M Band would also like to thank them all for their generous donation towards the purchase of our new loudspeaker.
BLM Advertising, MuleshoeTV.com coverage of the Muleshoe Mules versus Slaton Tigers varsity football game. Brought to you today by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurant, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. High-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you tonight by 5 Area Connect.
back to the start of your second half of district play between your Muleshoe Mules and the Slaton Tigers. McDonald to kick it away. His kick is going to finally go the yardage, and I think Muleshoe jumped on that. Muleshoe's ball. Ram Regalado's kick lands at about the 49, spins to the sideline, and Muleshoe was there to receive it. Another fantastic kick for Ram Regalado. Special teams doing some wonderful things tonight. And man, this is a good start to this second half of this district game. Muleshoe 14 up in this one, 14-12 your score. Sigala to the right of him, or to the left of him is Davian Satal. Sigala's just going to take it up the left side. Has some open space, and he's like he shot out the cannon on that quarterback keeper for a first down. 1st and 10. Muleshoe down to the 35. Really good two set of bands for this matchup between these two teams. If you stuck around for the halftime show, some really talented folks on both sides of the field. The Slaton Tigermen and then the Mighty M Band. Sigala pass out to 13. That's Luis Valles, who's going to be forced out of bounds. We'll get maybe a few yards on that play. Get you a little bit closer. 2nd down and 8. If you're just now joining us, welcome back to this second half of football. 14-12, 11-20 left in the third quarter. Sigala going up the left side, following his blockers, has really good blocks out in front of him. Once again, Sigala, big run, first down, Muleshoe. I tell you what, this offensive line, they're pulling a guard, bringing him around, and just driving up whichever side Sigala is going. And Sigala, all he is doing is just following. Really good run, really great blocking up front by this Muleshoe offensive line. 1st and 10 for this Muleshoe Mule offense. Sigala, the quarterback, to the right of him is Davian Satala. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Sigala up the right side, has an open seam. Will need to break a tackle to get into the end zone, but he'll be tackled short inside the 10 to the 8. A Muleshoe first down. If you're just now catching up to us, 14-12, Muleshoe on top. To start this second half of football, it was supposed to be a kickoff to Slaton. Ram Regalado, just a little onside kick, and Muleshoe came up with it, and this is where they're at now. Sigala in the backfield, quarterback left of him is Satal. Here we go. Sigala nowhere to go with that one. Just a host of Tigers in the backfield. Be a loss of 1. 2nd and goal at the 10, so you got 10 very, very long yards to go to try to punch it in. 9:40 in the third quarter. Satal to the right of Josue Sigala. Josue Sigala is going to take it, comes out wide. Great tackle by the Slaton Tigers coming off the edge. Now it's just really good pursuit and read by that secondary of the Tigers defense to get that tackle, but Muleshoe 2 down. This is 4 down territory right here, so you got 2 downs to try to punch it in. 9 minutes left in this third quarter. Here we go, making some motion is the Muleshoe offense. Sigala, Ben Fleming with the carry will get inside the 5, or right at about the 5. They're going to mark him at the 6. If you're Muleshoe's offense, you got to find a way to get some points off of this just opportunity that you got from the special teams that they've given you. And 4th and goal, ball located at the 6. Fans cheering on both sides. It's loud here in Benny Douglas Stadium, and I don't know what that is. False start, Muleshoe. And boy, oh boy, this is a different set of plays that you're going to have to run now. Ball will be placed at the 11. And another flag. And another false start. Ball will be placed at the 16 now. 4th and goal at the 16. Muleshoe. That's an implosion so far on the end of this drive. That look at the center of the field's open, and I would look for Sigala to go there. Sigala in trouble, and here comes a flag. And Sigala's not going to get anywhere, but that pass is caught, touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. That was Noah Hernandez holding on Muleshoe. So penalties on both teams holding on the offense. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Penalties will offset. We will retry this 4th down and goal again at the 16 is where the ball will be placed. And timeout, Slaton. Well, start of the third quarter, kind of a wild and woolly one in this one if you're just now joining us. 14-12. Slaton was supposed to get the ball to start this second half, and tell you what, a good onside kick by Ram Regalado. Really up in the air. Good job by this Muleshoe special teams. It's being a big difference in this one, but Muleshoe's offense is going to have to come up with something right here, where all that momentum goes out the window. I kind of wonder what you're thinking of. You know, Slaton has kept the middle of that field really wide open, and I wonder if you find something for Josue Sigala up the middle. You know, just 1-2, throw the ball. You have really fast receivers who can try to manage to get in the end zone. You know, at that point, you know, a slant on the inside. The ball's being passed at about the 5. We only have a few yards left to try to get in. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top of your screen. Sigala in the backfield, your quarterback. To the right of him is Dement Satal. Big 4th down here. Muleshoe trying to get a score. Sigala dropping back in trouble. He's going to flush out of the pocket. He's just going to take off and run it himself. And he's going to launch it. And that ball is caught by Noah Hernandez. There's a flag on the field, though. And it's going to be another holding call, was what it looks like. So it's 2 touchdowns taken away. That was just a ball thrown up in hopes that someone was in that area, and Sigala found Noah Hernandez for the touchdown. Now the officiating crew is kind of discussing what's happening here. And they're going to say touchdown. Touchdown, Muleshoe. Penalty was on Slaton. Josue Sigala with 2 Slaton Tigers wrapped around him finds a way to make it happen, courtesy of Noah Hernandez, to in the back of the end zone. Wow. Regalato's PAT is good. 21-12 in this 3rd quarter. Muleshoe kicks an onside kick to start this second half of football. Gets it, takes it downfield. Throws 1 touchdown. Penalty. That negates that touchdown. Next play, touchdown. Flag thrown, but it was on Slaton, so touchdown Muleshoe. Don't you love Texas high school football on a Friday night here in the Panhandle? 7:06 in the 3rd quarter. If you're just now joining us, 21-12 our score. Wow. Really good athletes. You know, with the ball in this position right here, you know, I wonder if you tell Ram Regalado, you know, maybe you could probably kick it to one of the corners inside the 10, which your Muleshoe special team is going to have to get there fast. Or I wonder if you try something sneaky right here, see if you can get the ball back again and try to go up by 2. And that's exactly what's going to happen, as this ball is going to be caught. It's Fabian Perez. First and 10 for the Slaton Tigers. This will be their first possession to start this second half of football. Lopez is just going to take it himself up the right side. Will be tackled. Will be a good gain on the play, though. A gain of about 3 or 4. Let's see where they spot him. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Second and 7. Lopez, pitch out to the running back, and he's going to have a lot of space to work. Here comes a flag. holding Slaton. So another penalty in this ball game here against Slaton this time. We'll take the ball back to the 20-yard line, so second down and about 16. Sorry, second and 17. Second and 17 for Lopez and company. Lopez dropping back, looking to his right. He's going to flush out the pocket, and he's going to be in trouble. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he does. That ball is going to be caught. That's a first down. As is Whaley with the catch. And that was just, you know, you got the zone defense, and it was just a little itty-bitty spot of space. And Whaley, really good wide receiver, man. He was going to run a little bit deeper. His trajectory was a little bit deeper on that route, but he cut it back in for Lopez to find him, which is first down. Here we go. Lopez is going to take it himself, and he is fast, and he's going to get on the outside, up the right side. First down. So now the Slaton Tigers have kind of found a groove on offense. Clock will continue to run. 5:45 left in this third quarter. Lopez dropping back, handoff up the left side. Good for a couple. It's Jacob Luna with the carry. Up the right side, some good blocks by that Slaton offensive line. Will give a few yards, so it's second down and about 7. That's kind of like what Slaton most of this game, you know, the first play is kind of something left or right side, and past couple of times have been for a couple yards, you know, makes it second down and manageable, you know, gives you a chance to run a play action on this next one. Usually, here we go, Luna. And that's going to be out to number 10, and he's not going to be able to get anywhere. So he is tackled in the backfield. Klafka in the backfield with a host of mules back there for a tackle for loss. Third down and 8. 4:30 left in this third quarter. Your Muleshoe would really like to get tackle for loss right here is really what you want. And if it's inside the 4, if it's like 4th and 5, I could see Slaton going for it. Here we go. Luna dropping back. He's going to take it himself up the right side. Finds a good seam. 4th down, and I'd say about 4. And I think Slaton will go for it right here. Here we come, a flag. It's sportsmanlike conduct on Muleshoe. That's an automatic first down, and that was thrown after the play, so I'm trying to think of what happened. So 4th and a few will now be a fresh set of downs after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and hey, coach looking for an explanation on it. Coach definitely not happy. Not happy with the officiating crew. Nobody knows where this was coming from either. Like everyone was standing still. Slaton was getting ready to get ready for its next play, and then the flag is thrown. And I think everyone was kind of confused. Even Slaton was kind of confused. They didn't see anything on there, but first down given to the Slaton Tigers. Luna's going to drop back. He's going to look. He's going to go deep, and that is open. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Whaley. And he knows it, too. He's pounding his fist on the ground. He's so upset about that one. 2nd and 10. If you're Slaton, do you go for that one again at some point? Lopez is just going to take it himself. He's going to get the outside edge, and it's going to step out of bounds. Not before he gets the first down. Man, oh man, you know, if you're Muleshoe's defense, you got to really dig deep right here. Got 4 plays to try to get a stop or force a turnover of some sort. Here we go, handoff up the left side, down to the one that's going to be a first down. So we Jacob Luna with the carry, stopped a yard shy of the touchdown. .315 and counting down left in this third quarter. Here we go. Lopez rolling out to his right. He's going to be in for the touchdown for the Tigers. 21-16, or I'm sorry, 21-18. Your score. Floyd to attempt the extra point. Muleshoe still on top in this one, but now you're going to have to go down and answer. Here we go. Snap is up, kick is up. And that one will be good for number 6, Jeremiah Floyd, for the Slaton Tigers. 21-19, and another wild and woolly series. And hey, everybody trying to figure out unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. You know, fourth and 3, and it's a flag out of nowhere. That's what kept this drive alive for the Slaton Tigers. 2:54 left in this third quarter. Man, oh man. And now I wonder if you're Muleshoe's front, if you're the hands team up front, you're going to have to watch for anything coming out of that Slaton special team, seeing if they try an onside kick of some sort, or try to There you go. That ball's going to go end over end. And that's going to be Sital who's going to take it. And he's finally going to be brought down. The flag out at the 37-yard line. Flag at the 30. Holding on Muleshoe. Another penalty, and that will set Muleshoe deep into their own territory to start this one. 2:53 left in the third quarter. Josue Sigala and company out on the field. They have a long way to go. Sigala is just going to take it himself. It's going to be good for about 2. Maybe 3, 2nd and 7. And there's going to be an injured player up at the top of your screen. If you're just now joining us, 2:34 in the third quarter, 21-19 your score. Muleshoe on top, but if you stuck around for this whole game, you know how much of wild and woolly second half this one has been so far. Looking at other games, at halftime, Idlewild and Littlefield game, that game was out of reach. Idlewild was up by 40 points. So you think Idlewild will win that one. They moved to 2-0, playing Slaton right now. Littlefield will move to 1-2, so at the moment they'll drop just below you. If you win this one, beat Slaton, you'll swap spots with them. You'll take second place in district, but second place in district means that you're going to try to fight for that district championship. That will be in Idlewild. That'll be the last game of the season, unless if Idlewild just somehow loses in between now and then. I mean, you would still have to play for that game, but here we go. Muleshoe, Sigala up the left side. Sigala bursts through the hole. That's going to be a first down. He's still dragging the pile with him. First down, big gain on the play for Josue Sigala. Another injury timeout. And that one injured player, he was able to get up. He's going to have to come out still. So fresh set downs, 1st and 10 for this Muleshoe offense. Luis Valles coming out with the play from coach. Sigala and company. Here we go, Sigala going up the left side. Finds a little bit of open space. Not before he gets about 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. Hernandez now coming out with the play. The slow, methodical football is what Muleshoe does. There we go, blitz showing for the Tigers. And it's going to be a false start. And 2nd and 7 will now be 2nd and outside the sticks once again. Clock will continue to run. Under a minute left in this third quarter. Muleshoe up 21-19. Currently on the drive, 2nd down, 11. Here we go. Sigala up the left side. And nowhere to really go. He will get back to the start of the first down stick. So 3rd and 10. maybe an extra yard. No, 3rd and 10. If you're Muleshoe, you'd really like to try to convert on this one right here. 3rd and 10. I think you got a few different ways to go. Davian Satal to the right is Sigala looking, going deep, has a man open, and that ball was just thrown out of bounds. It was very just tiny, the tiniest mistake right there. You know, you really want to plant your feet coming around the edge on that one. You really would like to have that one back with Johnny Hernandez open down the sideline. And that's going to be a 4th down and 10. Muleshoe to punt it away. Sigala's punt will be taken by number 3, and he's going to be brought down, but that's going to be at midfield. So Harris will take it midfield. That'll be the end of the 3rd, and we're going to flip sides. 21-19, Muleshoe on top. You're watching MuleshoeTV.com.
GLM Advertising, MuleshoeTV.com coverage of the Muleshoe Mules versus Slaton Tigers varsity football game. Brought to you today by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurant, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dell Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. High-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you tonight by 5 Area Connect.
Welcome back to the start of your 4th quarter. We have flip sides. It is nice and cool October Friday night under the lights here with MuleshoeTV.com to bring you this game between the Muleshoe Mules and the Slaton Tigers. We're starting the 4th quarter, 21-19. Lopez pitch out to Luna. Luna finding the right side, and he's going to be brought down, and here comes a flag. That should be in the area of holding. Holding Slaton. If you're just now joining us, this is what is at stake. So Slaton's 1-0 in district. Muleshoe's 1-1. Littlefield's more than likely probably going to lose tonight, down by 40 plus at this point. Last time I checked. Muleshoe wins this one. They will move into 2nd place. And here we go. Handoff up the middle. Jacob Luna. Short game makes it 2nd and about 13. You know, if you're Slaton, you win this game. You know, you're 2-0 in district play. You basically kind of in control of your destiny. You know, both these teams are really in control of their destiny in district play for district championship. You know, got to finish this one. Here we go. Lopez going up the left side will be brought down. He'll be brought down inside the sticks. So Lopez taking it himself will make it 3rd and 8. 10:50 left in this 4th quarter. So big third down here. This is a big third down for both of these teams. You know, if you're Muleshoe, you make it 4th and long. That's maybe a punt situation. But if you're Slaton, if you can make it 4th and manageable, try to convert. Here we go. Lopez looking, and he's going to get. Muleshoe's going to get the tackle to force a 4th down. That's Klafka on the tackle. So 4th down for the Slaton Tigers, and you know, if you're Slaton, you know, you turn it over here, it's going to be at worst at about the 40. You know, if you're Muleshoe, you want to get a stop here. This is it. This is where you have to dig your feet in if you're this Muleshoe defense. 9:45 left in this 4th quarter. Get a stop here, go down and score, get you a nice little comfortable lead with maybe, you know, a little bit left in this one. Here we go. Coach is going to call a timeout. 4th and 5, timeout, Slaton. Looking into this one, there's a lot that can happen. If you're just now joining us, I'm going to set up for you 21-19 your score in this 4th quarter. 9:31 left. Slaton, this is a 4th and 5 is what they're facing. Muleshoe's defense looking to try to get a stop. But here's the flip side of this coin. Muleshoe gets a stop. Muleshoe's offense really has not been able to get anything going when they're starting from their territory. You know, just I don't know if it's a momentum thing, but here we go. Big 4th down right here. Fans on their feet, fans cheering. Lopez is taking it. He has a man open. That ball's going to be overthrown. Turnover on downs. Muleshoe will take over at their own 44-yard line. 9:26 left in the 4th quarter. Muleshoe leads this one 21-19. Mules offense coming out onto the field. Now here's this other side of the coin that I was talking about. You know, the defense showing up big tonight. Special teams showing up big. It is time for this offense to try to find a way to get downfield, score, and just take a nice little commanding lead late in this 4th quarter. You know, Muleshoe burning off a lot of time on their drives to try to do it here. Also, Sigala going up the left side, and that is not what's going to happen. He's going to be brought down the backfield, and a flag comes in. Sigala tackled in the backfield, and that's going to be on Muleshoe holding. So it looks like holding on Muleshoe. Fishing and looking, holding Muleshoe. Penalty declined. 2nd down and forever. Wow, 2nd and 15 for this Muleshoe offense, and that's what Slaton's doing. They're filling the gaps. They're sending the edge rushers. They're telling Josue Sigala and this Muleshoe offense, you are going to have to pass. And I tell you what, the pass has been there tonight. It's just you're going to have to find a way to get that going, you know, to just create just a little less pressure up front. Another stacked box of players. Here we go. Sigala off to the right side. And another flag. And that's exactly where you think it is, as in the area of holding. Once again, let's see what they say. Yeah, holding on Muleshoe. You know, defense comes in and they get the big stop in Muleshoe right now. You know, you could potentially turn the field over, and just on penalties alone, the field is turned over not in your favor. Sigala and company is going to have to find something right here to try to get you back inside the 6 and make it third and manageable, or get a first down, get out of this funk that the offense is in. Sigala over the middle, and ball is dropped. It was in the hands of Klafka, and he had a lot of space. He's a big tight end. That will stop the clock at 8:23 in this fourth quarter, 21-19. Muleshoe on top, but this Muleshoe offense just imploding tonight. You're gonna have to dig deep right here and find something to get you to in between the sticks, very close to that first down marker. First down, here we go. Sigala dropping back. He's going to pass. That pass is caught by Damian Slaton. That makes it a little bit more manageable, but here comes the punt team. Another 3 and out for this Muleshoe offense. Harris back to receive this kick. Sigala to punt it away. Man in motion. Sigala's kick is end over end, and Harris is going to take it. And he's going to go up the left side. I thought he called a fair catch. And he's going to take it to the house. I think not only I thought that, but I think a lot of people thought he called fair catch there. I'll tell you what, there's an injured Muleshoe player, but cutting back to that big run by Harris, he waved. He had a hand in the air. He waved. Harris waved. And I think everyone in this stadium is thinking that too. They're like, Harris waved. As that ball was coming in, he waved. Matter of fact, looking back at the replay too. So 7:28 in this fourth quarter. Muleshoe up 21-19, but this momentum's definitely on the side of Slaton. Diego Molina coming back to the sideline on his own, and we hope he is doing all right. He was an injured Muleshoe player on that last play, and here we go. Jacob Lopez under center, handing it off to Luna. Luna going up the left side, and a yard to gain. Seven 10 in this fourth quarter. That's all that's left in this ballgame. 21-19 your score. This is 4 down territory. The 1 yard line is a first down for the Slaton offense, but Muleshoe's going to try to get a hold in here. Here we go. Luna running up the left side. Touchdown. And just another touchdown by Jacob Lopez, going up the left side. And Slaton will now take the lead in this one. Klafka was on the outside edge, and he had it seamed, and he tried getting the tackle of it. And he had a hand hanging on to him on that outside edge, but nevertheless, you know, just Jacob Lopez getting the touchdown, 2-point try. There you go. And that pass is going to be caught. That's good for the 2-point conversion. Nobody there to cover 21, Daniel Payne. 27-21. And that 2-point conversion makes a big difference in this one. You now, if your Muleshoe, you score a touchdown, it's tied. If you kick the extra point, make it, it's you take the lead, but that's big. And this Muleshoe sideline is deflated right now. And this is where, you know, adversity comes in. You're going to have to really dig deep. If you're this Muleshoe offense, you know, special teams doing a great job tonight, and defense, you know, doing a really good job tonight. You know, you allowed 27 points, you know. One of them came off of an sportsmanlike conduct that nobody knows where that came from. I don't even think the officiants knew where it came from. Here we go. Alvear to kick it away. And that's not good. So Slaton's special team comes up with a little bit there. And now defense is going to have to come up with something. Wow. .6:51 left in the fourth quarter. And Slaton's offense will have the ball. Here we go, handoff to 27, Jacob Luna. Nowhere to go with that one. Clock will continue around 6:35 left in this fourth quarter. Lopez under center. And it's going to be end around to number 10, and he has that open space again, and it's finally going to be brought down. That's going to be a first down, big run. And I'll have a updated roster for the Slaton Tigers for number 10, so he'll still be called number 10. Coach, you know, on the sidelines looking for holding on that outside edge. Klafka fighting for his life to try to get away from a block. Here we go. Lopez going to take it himself, and that was just a QB run. So the keeper by him is a gain of 9, second down. And 1. .525 left in this fourth quarter if you're just now joining us. It is flipped. Slaton takes their first lead in this one, 27-21. Here we go. Number 10 again. Another is in the round for number 10, and that's going to make it first and goal. Ball will be spotted at the 8. And this is it right here. This is 4 plays. You have to get a stop right here. If you don't, game's not over. It's far from it, but you got 5 minutes left. Luna is going to take it himself. He's going to be brought out of bounds. Second down, loss of a few. And you're going to have to read your keys as you're the secondary. You know, that 2-point conversion came off of a play action, and you know, coach is trying to make it easy for Jacob Lopez on the passing, and that's what that 2-point conversion was on that last drive that they have. It was just 1-2 look, he was their pass. You know, if not, just probably throw it away. But here we go, handoff up the middle for number 10. I don't know who number 10 is, but he's. Every time he touches the ball, it's like he's shot out of a cannon. 3rd down and goal, ball located at the 6. Here we go, 4 minutes left in this ball game. You're going to have to get a stop on these next few plays. This is 4 down territory at the goal line. Here we go. And touchdown. Jacob Lopez takes it himself. 33-21 your score. And timeout, Slaton. What a ball game. Welcome to the Friday Night Lights. This is Texas high school football. Muleshoe was up all this game until this last 6 minutes of this 4th quarter. 21-33 now your score. And I tell you what, this has turned into a big problem for this Muleshoe team. Idlew beating Littlefield 42-7. Roosevelt's on the bye week. And you hope Roosevelt doesn't win next week. Roosevelt loses. That really helps you out a lot. If you could win this one, that help you out even more. Here we go, Lopez and company now going for 2. Lopez, same exact play that he scored on. Touchdown. (35-21). Muleshoe down by 2 possessions with 3:55 left in this 4th quarter. Such a wild one in this one tonight. If you're just now joining us, 35-21, 3:55 in this 4th quarter. And this momentum has shifted in this stadium. What a wild and woolly game. Alvear to kick it away, and he will. And that ball's going to go out of bounds, and that's exactly what was going to happen to the last one, and probably should have let that last one go out of bounds too instead of trying to go up for it. That was more of a line drive over the head of the Muleshoe player on that last special teams kickoff by Slaton. So now if you're Muleshoe, you know, you start off here in good field positions, then you go and score very fast. But now you're going to have to try to do it again. Muleshoe only scoring in that third quarter. It's not scored in this fourth quarter. We'll need to do it right here, right now. Sigala dropping back, rolling to his right, looking, keeps going back, and that ball is intercepted. Flags thrown. And sportsmanlike conduct on Slaton. Be a first down for Slaton, but now this defense is going to have to come out. And when I mean you got to get a turnover quick, I mean you got to get it within these next few seconds. Here we go. Handoff, number 10, end around again, and he is fast as he gets to the outside edge. And that has been the bread and butter in the second half for this Slaton offense, is just a little end around and Jacob, here we go, is going to keep it himself. And here comes the flag. And here comes the holding. So holding on Slaton, 3:35 left in his fourth quarter will and here we go, yes. Be a 1st and 10 for the Slaton Tigers after the 2 penalties that were there. Here we go, a little confusion on the ball, but then coming out of it is going to be Jacob Lopez Tackled in the backfield. .255 left in this fourth quarter. And timeout Muleshoe. And coach is not happy with the defense right now. So Idlewood will move to 2-0, Littlefield 1-2. With this game yet to be decided. In this one. Idlewood in firm control of first place right now in District 238 Division 2. If you're just now joining us, 35-21, 2:44 left in this fourth quarter. False start on the Tigers. Will take the ball back and they're 5 yards, so 2nd and 13 will be 2nd and 15. Here we go, another end around. And that's going to take the ball in between the sticks. As Trey Harris will take that carry up the right side. And we will hit the 2-minute timeout. 35-21, your score in this one, and as time slowly kind of ticks away in this one, 2 minutes left. And this game is starting to feel more and more and more out of reach for this Muleshoe Mule team, you know. The game ends like this with a Slaton victory. Slaton would move to 2-0 with Idlewood at 2-0. Those two teams will play each other next week. Idlewood went and played Littlefield, and final score, I think it was like 47-7. Littlefield scored in the fourth quarter one time, and just garbage points, you know, coming in there at the very end. But I mean, you know, going into halftime, you know, a little bit past halftime, that was the score, was 47-0. So Idlewood just winning that one. Here we go, 3rd down. Jacob looking deep. That's going to be pass interference. Daniel Payne, the intended receiver. And that'll be a fresh set of downs. Once again, Muleshoe finds themselves in the game that was winnable. Last week you traveled to Leal. You kept that one really close, and it was just the momentum shifting back and forth, and just Leal handling that one, come out victorious in this one. You really like to try to get this one back, but you got 2 minutes to do it. Minute 54 to be exact. Here we go. Number 3 with the carry, and he's just going to take a few Muleshoe Mules with them. That'll be a first down. Ball will be placed at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a first and goal for this Slaton Tiger football team. As the clock winds down, we're down to a minute 20 left in this one. Muleshoe will get the tackle, and clock will continue to run. Second and goal ball will be at the 10-yard line, and this one's slowly coming to a close here in Benny Douglas Stadium. What will be the final game in Benny Douglas Stadium for this regular season senior night tonight for this Muleshoe Mule football team. Here we go, handoff up the left side and tackled. And that should be the end of this one, unless coach decides running another one. There's an injured Slaton Tiger on the field. Leopi is fine. That is number 10, who has been fantastic for the Slaton Tigers tonight, and that's something you don't like. He is not walking off on his own. He is definitely nursing that right ankle, and he finally got help from coach, and he's just hopping to the sideline, and we hope all is okay with him. That is, ankle injuries are not a fun injury. And now he's being carried. I don't know who number 10 is. He is not on my roster for Slaton, but we hope everything's fine for the kiddo. Hate seeing injuries, doesn't matter what team it is. And this should be the final in this one. Slaton will move to 2-0 along with Idalou. Littlefield 1-2, Muleshoe 1-2. As this one will end. Don't know why you would try to run it in here. That's not something that's smiled upon in the football world, but that'll be the end of this ball game. 41-21. Adding some style points in the end is what the Slaton Tigers would do. Not too happy about that one, but we'll go on to the next one. Muleshoe will move to 1-2, 3-6 on the season. I'm Elliott Davis. We got a bye week next week. Make sure you join us in Idalou on the 7th. Safe travels for everyone. You are watching MuleshoeTV.com.
BLM Advertising, MuleshoeTV.com coverage of the Muleshoe Mules versus Slaton Tigers varsity football game. brought to you today by Barrett Potato Farms, McDonald's Restaurant, Mohawk Auto Parts, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Muleshoe Independent School District, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, TG Fuels, McCormick Seeds, Dale Oil Company, Leal's Tortilla Factory, 5 Area Connect, and Hi-Tek Automotive. High-speed internet for our live stream is brought to you tonight by 5 Area Connect.